Have you guys been drinking tonight? Yeah? Wow. You're fucking hammered, Christ. Knocked me backward. Some of my friends actually got sober during quarantine, and if I'm being honest with you, I found it unacceptable. I was like, I just got divorced, I need you to ramp it up with me. Now's not the time for you to be a better person, okay? You're actually being selfish, so. Some of them took the AA quiz online, so I took it with them, and it turns out it makes everybody sound like they're an alcoholic. The first question is, have you ever used alcohol to alter your mood? Like, is there any other reason? Who's like, no, I'm in it for the acne and diarrhea. I'm a purist. The second question is, after consuming alcohol, have you ever done something you've regretted? Like, do you mean literally every time? Who's getting drunk and doing the Lord's work? I've never had 5 margaritas and been like, all right, time to donate blood. Gotta pass this party on to someone in need. My biggest regrets stem from alcohol. When I was in college, I used to take shots of gin and chase them with deli meat. Yeah. You know you're white trash when your cocktails involve ham. That is not great. But I feel like if you're broke in college, you form weird habits like that. Like if you don't have a dishwasher, you try and cook using as few dishes as possible. Okay. I want to know if you guys do this. Like, if you want banana on your cereal, but you don't want to get a knife dirty, do you ever just tear pieces off with your teeth and then... Oh. The creatures come out at night. Look at you. I didn't even know that was weird until my ex caught me doing it. And was like, are you mama birding yourself? You need to get some help. I was like, I learned this while I worked at IHOP, so I don't want to hear it. Time is money. I'm being efficient, okay? Wow. I like that Disney villain laugh in the shadows. What the fuck was that? I like that on the special. That's good. Keep that weird shit up. I did so much dumb drunk shit in college. At one point, my friends and I went to Vegas. I got hammered, ate a bunch of food, passed out, woke up the next morning, went to the pool, and when I looked down, there was like white powdery stuff in my belly button. And I was like, oh God, did I do coke for the first time last night? And so I touched it, and I tasted it, and I was like, oh, Parmesan cheese. My friends told me that apparently I ate 7 slices of pizza like a wild boar. And in the process, just dumped a loose quarter cup of parm down my shirt. And then let it collect in my belly button like some sort of Pizza Hut stripper. So, made some really good choices in my life. I do think I made an actual good choice recently. I just quit being vegan after 1.5 years of doing it. I'm back, baby! Back in these meat streets. Oh, man, does it feel good to have friends again? Yeah, no one wants you around. My ex-husband and I, we went vegan together on January 1st, 2020. And then 2 months later, we were divorced. Am I saying that veganism ruins marriages? Yeah, I am. But if we kept on eating nachos, we would have been too happy and too sleepy to notice our problems. There's not a lot of divorce in the Midwest. People think it's religion. It's cheese curds. Cheese can do what God can't. A couple hasn't had sex in 20 years, but they eat a cheese curd and go, you know what? One more day. I'll think about divorce tomorrow, but right now, I'm gonna face fuck this cheddar. I'm gonna get lost in this plate. So, I just saw something online that burned my eyes. I just found out that I'm on WikiFeet. Does anybody here know what WikiFeet is? A few of you nodding. A lot of dudes that are like, don't make eye contact with me right now. If you don't know what WikiFeet is, it's a website for people with foot fetishes. So women, if you post a photo on Instagram that shows your little tootsies, the foot folks might do a copy and paste onto WikiFeet and then zoom in on your toes and make their keyboard sticky. I know. It's like scrapbooking for men who need Jesus. It's a nice hobby. I know that sounds like I'm kink shaming. I'm really not trying to. Honestly, I am so jealous that some people can get off from that. Like, I wish I could just stare at a dude's hairy kneecap and get tingles in my basement. What a life. I would live on Wiki Knees. Oh, I would get nothing done. So much harder than that. So somebody told me that there's this profile of me on WikiFeet, and at first when I heard that, I was like, oh, does that mean I have hot feet? I'm so flattered. Then I went and looked. I saw that the foot fetish community has rated my feet only 2.3 out of 5 stars. Which they call okay feet. I was like, oh, apparently I have Applebee's feet. It's like, you'll put it in your mouth, but you won't tell anybody about it. Just kind of a 2 for Tuesday deal. And a few months before the pandemic hit, some dude slid into my DMs and just said, $2,000 for foot vid. Now, Denver, make some noise if you would send a video of your feet to a stranger for $2,000. Godless animals, all of ya. My ears, Jesus. Some of you just throw your areola up on Facebook for $1. Aunts and uncles seeing it, you don't give a shit. You're like, Venmo me my dollar, Aunt Sherry, I earned this. This is a solid nip. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I wasn't quite as sure about it as all of you were. I was like, I don't know this guy. He's gonna have a video of my feet for the rest of his life. It's too weird. I'm not doing it. But then COVID hit. And I lost all my comedy work. So 2 days later, I wrote him back. I got desperate so fast. I was like, all right, man, $2,000 for my feet. I'm ready. Let's do it. And he never responded. I got ghosted by the foot guy. Do you know how humiliating it feels to lower your morals and your values only to have a foot guy be like, nah, I'm good now. You're like, what? What happened? It's like the smelly kid coming up to you at prom and you're like, all right, fine, one dance. And he's like, I was just gonna ask you where the bathroom is. You're like, fuck you, Travis. Out of here. Just trying to be nice. I love my mom so much. She's amazing, but she's been trying to give me career advice, and none of it's helpful, you know? She doesn't understand that there are different levels of fame in comedy. She thinks that all comics are best friends. She'll be like, why don't you call Jerry Seinfeld? And ask to do comedians in cars getting coffee. And I'm like, Mom, I can't even get a guy to jerk off to my feet. Let's lower expectations. Just a little bit. Like, this is where my career is at. I have a foosball web series on YouTube, okay? I'm like here. When my mom heard that, she goes, you know who I bet would love to do your YouTube show? Ellen DeGeneres. And I was like, oh, you bet, huh? Well, let's put some money on it, because I bet she fucking wouldn't. If I win, you have to let me back on your cell phone plan. She's always trying to find ways to get me on television. Like when she heard I was getting divorced, she sent me a text that said, now that you're single, you can go on The Bachelor or Miss America. I was like, yeah, because marriage is what was holding me back from becoming Miss America. Pretty sure part of the qualifications include hasn't been paid in Jell-O shots to tell dick jokes. So, I don't think I'm getting in. I was talking about the foosball web series. So, my entire family and I are actually world champion foosball players. Thank you. Thank you. I know it sounds made up. I swear it's real. My parents met playing in a professional foosball tournament in the 80s. So, I literally wouldn't exist if it weren't for foosball. Which is sad. But, you know, some of you wouldn't exist if it weren't for boxed wine. So it's like, yeah, whatever. We're all a little garbage. Let's not judge each other. It gets weirder. Not only is my dad a pro foosball player, he's also a slam poetry champion and an international yo-yo man. Yeah. My dad has the sex appeal of a fanny pack. Crushing it. And my mom is in the Foosball Hall of Fame, and they've been training me to play since I was like 2 years old. But since no one suspects that I'm a pro foosball player, I love to hustle people, right? And so I usually play against other comedians on my web series, but we did this special episode where I went undercover in Vegas, and I hustled drunk dudes on the Vegas Strip. So I wore this low-cut top, I talked in the worst voice, and my camera crew and I would go up to groups of guys and I'd go,
hi, my name's Kelsey, and I have this web series where I do things that I've never done before for the first time. It's called Pop My Cherry. It's silly, I know. So I've never played foosball before, and we just found this table, and I was just wondering if you guys want to play me.
And every group of guys is like, hell yeah, bitch, let's go. Yeah, play right now. So I would play the first game terribly on purpose, right? I would giggle a bunch, spin the rods a lot, really build up their confidence. And then I go,
okay, so I think I've got the hang of it now, and this is Vegas, so we should play for money.
And every guy would put their whole wallet on the table. And they'd hand me the ball and go, here, you can serve first. And that's when I pull out my foosball grip glove. Checkmate, motherfucker. Yeah, I've never done cocaine, but I would assume it's a similar rush. I've only done Parmesan cheese, which also exhilarating. A lot cheaper.